Hello, in this video I want to go over the text prompts for AI generated artwork, how to achieve specific result you wanted, and we will work with a comic book style right now, so how you can create, but this could apply to any other styles as long as you understand concept how it's work. And I'm going to use it MidJourney as our render engines. However, you can use this in a Dall-E, Night Cafe, or any other ones which utilize similar clip model for the word weighting. Overall, right here we have our prompt, and that's what I'm going to do. It's going in a prompt showing you how it's work as we're going live. As well, on the top I have a text pad with the text what we're going to use, and some prompts, some weights, and some suggestions for the text. You also, those ones will provide it down below in description. You can copy paste and use it for yourself if you're interested. Keep in mind, because I'm doing live, I will look on some result that I already pre-made it. However, you know, it is random generated art almost, so we'll see what result we're getting and how close we can go in. So let's go ahead and begin by first I will use it same things, boy in a spacesuit fighting with the aliens. Okay, we'll go copy this and going inside MidJourney, and we'll go to imagine, paste and copy. So the reason is why I'm doing my original just line before add complexity. It's almost always I will like to start with simplicity. Be sure I have my model set, my image set first, and after add complexity to this. Before this, let me show you right here. For example, I'm going with boy in space fighting and try find the right ways it's set. If I don't like how it's look, I will re-render again till I find one of the reference image that I like it and I want to continue with this reference image. Suggestions: if you start render like this, it's a square by square, they will be a little bit different if you need different format. So in usually what with comic books set, if you want wide or tall, I will recommend for you to do at the beginning. So example, we done one way, but if I'm going and I change my aspect ratio to, for example, let's go 2:3, so it will be a little bit portrait vertical mode. So we'll go with this, and you'll notice it will change because actually it will try expand for us, and the view will be changing different images. But right here we have it one render, so you can see one alien with boys, and right here we have a boy in a suit, which actually this one maybe work for what I want to do, but we'll go with different aspect ratio. Okay, one thing, if you're familiar how it's work, each image when it's generated, it's create total random Perlin noise with a Gaussian noise up front, and when it's rendered, it's try to denoise, use special function to do this, to bring image, so each image can be different. However, if I will take from versions of the some specific image, then it will be that image my starting point. So if I have it pose or other things that I like in the image, I probably will go with this. For this one, you know what, I kind of like, well, we can re-render again, see if we're getting another point, but for sake of the time, I'm going to use it to the second one. So this one, let's go ahead, upscale, see how it will come up. And we also can click on the versions and use it. By the way, you can see right here it's have it remix prompt, which is kind of nice. We can use it. If you don't have it, these options in a MidJourney, go type settings, okay, and inside the settings, when it's open, you want to be sure right here remix mode is enabled. This way, when we click on the remix, it will open for our prompt that we can add additional options, and we're still using this our seed image as originally. Otherwise, you can do, if another images, you can download this image and use it as your start point, or you can use that seed image if you use like Stable Diffusion or other things. So you have it multiple ways you can address in other applications, but because we're working currently with a MidJourney UI, so this is what I'm going to just use in this case. So remix mode enable, and it's creating. Okay, let's go ahead, open. And right here we have the boy in spacesuit fighting with aliens. We can start adding stuff. So for the comic books, we need to specify several ways. We need to specify what that is comic book. We can apply, does it need black and white or color? Do we need an outline to create in this case? And also the print, it's important because do we want print the Banta process or some other things? And right here, just example of some styles. Okay, and I'm going to paste here. And you can see we have the beta process. Now, if you're not familiar with some of this, what I recommend, just copy. How say it will be provided there. And you can go on Google and just type and paste in Google. And for example, right here will explain you what does the Banta process is. And you can see it's like an old comic books. So apply those processes working. The interesting things what I find out, in some cases, this process, like right there, if we want to modify, it's work better if you put more than just a value. So let's go ahead, like make a variation on this one, which is same as we did before. And we'll just go get Banta process as example and put it here. So let's go ahead and submit. It will re-render for us again. And if you don't like any pose what you're creating, just go ahead and re-render, create different poses. Find one image that you think, okay, that is matching for that frame. You cannot render all comic book at the same time, okay? But you can find your main image that is look like in a way you want to do, and then you can start playing with this image to add additional parameters to grow to create this parameter better. Okay, so like right here you can see we add to this Banta process and we have all of these elements. It's not necessarily will work exactly as I wanted. Actually, I like this bottom one a little bit better. But we'll continue with this. So we can continue again, click on make variation. If you click once, it doesn't mean you can click more. And just example, let's go take this outline, coloring, fine art right here. Okay, if we copy this and we'll just put it right there, let's go ahead and submit. You'll notice will create variations with a little bit more outline. It's possibly we can even get it black and white without specification of black and white, because if you specify like black and white on the end, black and white, it will create, okay, then you will see styles. Okay, look on this. It's already, you see how outline going. Let me render just one upscale so we can see, but you can notice the outline and coloring, it's already applied style, so it's already look more comic book alike. And of course, if we have it black and white, we can take all of this, copy, okay. Let's go make variations from our original. Where is it? Right here is our original, and we can put it all of this line inside, which is tell, hey, use it, all of this. And as I said before, to more you kind of, you don't want to overwhelm, but at the same time, if more styles you provided, it will access to bigger library and create it more accurate look like in a way you're going. So as it's working along, and you can see right here, look on this, it's beautiful outlines created, so it's look more like it's comic books. Okay, and right here, black and white, of course, applied, nice, we're going a very good style way. And we have it even right there, a little bit more style, but this is originally, remember, this is our reference. So if you want kind of like alien fighting, you can go find one frames that you want to work with. Okay, so right here we're done, and actually I may be going with this. Let's go to have it couple ones. Let's go upscale 3 and 4 maybe. You can do different ones if you need it. Playing around, see which one work. Okay. But this is, again, this is have it our black and white. I'm not necessarily, you know, maybe want to do black and white. Let's go back to our variations, what we done before. And we'll just remove black and white. And we can use that one again. But before we jump to this, there are also other things which affect. It is more type of printing. So Banta process, it's one type of the printing. But beside that, you also have it all of these different type prints, which is offset lithography, digital printing. So this is, you don't need to put it all of them. But for example, engraving, etching, it's definitely will affect. So and how much it will affect, let's go try and look right here. So we'll go click and submit at this point. Okay, there you go, look at this. I do like how it's come up. It's actually this nice comic style. One thing, if you want a little bit cleaner, remaster, which it will run with test format, will do different. So just example, let me run remaster on this image. You'll see how it's look different, and that is will be little bit more on what style you like it, because if you are like remaster, you can put this tag before when we pre-render images, so it will go in the same format. Okay, right here, engraving, etching, and it should add a little bit more lines for us, which is harder to see here. Let's go to upscale number 3 to see this one. And this is our remaster. You can see how much smoother it is. And I not necessarily like that style, but it's total personal preference. Somebody maybe like it. I like better how older version was working with this little bit cringy kind of stuff. It's better working. But overall, and right here, you see, yeah, we have a very beautiful black and white on this with a suit applied. So, and this one is our with creative test. That's what it says. It's a upscale one. It does have a not bad job, but because I like other ones better, and it's up to you if you like it or not. Remember, you can rerun if you don't like result there as well. Okay, let's go back now up. We did render our version 3. And where's our version 3? I think this one is our version 3. Nope, it's with version 3. It's this one was he's standing right here. Yep, that one. Okay, so this is our version 3 we did, and it's with etching, and you can kind of see it's added. But sometimes we need to emphasize, we need to say it's a black and white to give it more line. Overall, here's our printing things. There another options what we can do, it is also add the artists, and artist, it is quite a bit stylization will affect. For example, if we put it Rembrandt lighting, it will look totally different, even it's not on a comic books. So let's go example. We'll go right here, and where's mine? Right there. Okay, let's go on this variations, yes, and we'll just go take without black and white. I don't want black and white on this. We'll take this line, going put in here. Okay, and I will say Rembrandt lighting. You'll see how much that lighting will affect. Remember, right now we're not dramatic, we're not render from ground. Okay, we're using this image as our base image, and whatever we applied will apply to this. So it's meaning if I said black and white and other things, we still have it red, we still have it some of those coloring coming through, because this is our base image, and it's important to understand. So when you render different versions, don't just look on the poses, also look what colors will influence inside, because these colors will pass to our next image as we're creating. And right here, Rembrandt lighting, we should have it a little bit more stronger lighting. You can see it's add some elements, which is actually not bad at all. Let's go next. We'll use this one. It's time to kind of upgrade ourselves to next things. Beside all of this, what is very important, I say, is artist. So we put it Rembrandt, but right here it's a different artist, and you can find what comic books artist you like it. For example, I like the style, the Rocket Raccoon from Marvel when they're done nothing, so you can find. In this case, we can also take this artist and put them together. If you want just one specific, you can put it one specific artist, and based on this, and it will work. I found when you mix different artists, AI perform very good job on merging different styles and maybe create unique look as well in this case. So like right here, you can see we have our new image created, and we'll just going versioning from this. We can add artists. When you apply artists to the versioning, it won't be as heavy impact as you creating from scratch. So what I was meaning by this, if we're going right here and we have it imagine, and we'll take voice in space with aliens as original. Okay, let's go paste here, and we'll also right now we'll take these styles and apply it. Because it's creating from scratch, it will reference libraries of those artists specifically, and we'll go on like 2 by 3 what we done before. You'll notice how big different it was. So if style of the artist is very important for you at the beginning, put them there and be sure it's created. If you want just afterwards apply styles, like right here we have it make variations, yes, and we're going right there and apply the artist at the end, you'll notice it will apply to the image we created, and it won't be as heavy influence because we have our reference images as from beginning of the creation of our. Okay, so we have our styles here done. Let's go look on them, and you can see these a little bit more in some stylized. It's definitely, we need to look on a specific artist, and again, it's why we have the Google. So we can take the specific name, copy, you can go inside the Google, and let's go right here, paste it. Okay, and you can see specific style of this artist. You don't need to put it all of them, you can put few if you need it, and as you're going along. So here's another thing. If we look on this, we determine how the visual style and everything going, but if what I found interesting with comic books, actually, if we put it additional options like describing this, that worked very well. So let me show you what I mean by that. So let's put this way, full comic book cover page. Okay, so let's go copy this one, and I will go to make variations, and right here I'll just put it full comic cover page. See what that will come up, because interesting things I found out, if you put it this, or you're putting also text like framing, book frames, 3 frames layout. You know, if you describe also not just the stylization, not what's going there, you also describe like it is marketing page, ad, bonus, something, book cover, poster. This is a reference will work around this. We don't need poster in this case, but just like this one, let's go, we describe this as a book cover, and you'll notice it will creating a little bit better. In some cases, even this cover book we want to create at the beginning, because sometimes we'll already lock somewhat in stylizations, but at the if we do this at the beginning, not from the base, we'll have it a little bit different. So for example, let's go right here, and we'll go like imagine, and it will do from beginning with a full comic book cover, all that stuff. Let's see what we have at this point. But even with this style, look on this, now we'll have it way more look like a book cover, more like, sorry, stylization of the comic books, of the styles. Like, let's go render a few of them. Okay, for, I don't know which one else we should try. Let's go try maybe 2. So we'll do that one, creating, same like right here, this one with full comic book cover page. So we can cover this one. Notice we don't have titles, because for the titles we also need specify. Like in the, I don't think we put outline coloring, so we'll go right there. But you can see like this one, it's look like it's coming from comic books drawing with a style, all the stuff, stylization, everything. I found the 3 frames like layout or other things. If you do layout on the frames, it's on the beginning will do create lines like in comic books, but I don't know really if I create art for my comic books, if I want to here, I want to add that framing afterwards when I create my own layout. What I'm looking for this specific image going like this way. Okay, so right here it's done with the other ones. And we can see it does add some framing, little bit, you know what I mean? It's add some like book cover, but again, if we decide to continue from some variations, so we can go right inside, and let's just example, we can reduce. Also remember, sometimes can be confused from the stylization, so we can reduce some of that stylization down, like photo comic. I don't want this. We'll leave it retro print. The nice things about this remix prompt, you don't necessarily need to add. You can also remove stuff from that prompt, from the prompt. So we can do this way, full comic book, and we can also, let's just for fun, okay, we'll go to add weights to this, and we, if you wanted as experiment, add, okay, full cover, let's go comic book front cover. Okay, so we'll go with this one. Okay, let's go submit and see it. So you can play around, But general, okay, so we have it right here. Let's look over till it's rendering. So we have it our boy in space. It's what we created, right? The comic books. We have it our outline, process, coloring book. So this is kind of defined in some ways. Style, black and white with this. Be careful. How I say this is will be affecting if you do at the beginning, but afterwards it's not necessarily will affect. For example, if we go right in this image, like let's go on this. So we'll have it upscale 1 and I'll go add, or we can have it versioning just for fun for now. And if I add like black and white, let's go even right here at the beginning. Okay. Because it is already based on an image, it will act differently. Okay. So we did, but this, I like it. Like it's perfect, like comic book style created image. And of course we have it variation. We can change a little bit in this case when we have stuff. Boy in a spacesuit fighting aliens. Okay, let's go right here. We'll change this one and we'll say alien forest. We'll keep it everything else. We change main subject at this point because we establish our styles. We establish how it's look on this, and it will go from this style. We change content, so we remove it boy in a suit, all the stuff, all what we left, it's with new content. Okay, let's go down, and right here you see I add black and white, and this is what I said before. Because it's based from this image, black and white weight won't be affected as much because our style, our coloring is already kind of lock, and we're going from this. So if we want black and white, we need to start this from the beginning. And right here, alien forest, let's look what we have right now. Because we have it original, our image with a boy as a describer. Look right here, we change alien forest around. So we put it, this image inside. So again, refer as I said before, we have it our, that boy in a suit as our starting image. So we starting not from the clear, from other things. So if we start this alien forest from the beginning, with what we have now, it will be total different look because we don't have okay, let me go imagination here, because if we done this way, you'll notice we'll have it just a forest. We won't have it any alien, any boy in an alien forest. Okay, at this time we kind of look how to create your stylizations. We'll look how to create style of the comic books, how to add covers. Again, this is comic book with my book cover. We want to do this from the beginning if we're done, because we want to establish and lock our image, and after this we can add and work with our art to edit. Okay, so right here, this is image we just created. Alien forest, boy in a suit, what we was referenced. So we can just remaster, just see what this test will does. I'll do like probably upscale to max, but here's our alien forest. Remember, we start with no reference, and you can see it is look different. So it is now we are creating an alien forest, which is totally different from what we have before. Okay, now till it's rendering, let's do another things. What I want to do is using the comic book page with 3 horizontal panels, and we'll do this on the beginning. Remember I tell before, like create panels, create book cover. So if we do this from beginning, imagine, okay, and let's just copy this one, put it this one, and now we'll have it our boy in a spacesuit. And next we want to create, maybe just grab retro, and by the way, retro will give you interesting clip. So we'll do this way, ER 2x3, and you'll notice, okay, we have it some invalid. Yes, I put it numbers. So let me go copy these, and it's my fat fingers. Okay, we'll do that 2x3. There you go, a little bit better. Okay, so right here you can notice we're done with a cover book, Alien Forest. This is increased size, and that should read differently because it does not reference again what we did with the boy. Okay, let's see what we have right here. We're remastering this so we can see the full original, and let's open. And again, this is our boy, who is now not even in a text, but it's still referenced inside the image. Now it's inside the alien forest. So we have right there. Actually very nicely done. Okay, let's go down and see what we have here. This is our remastering. And again, some style you may like it, some don't. Yeah, I don't think it's done very bad job on the remastering, but it has added some additional kind of effect to this. Okay, and right here this upscale. This is our comic with 3 horizontal panels, what we did it. And if we look right here, you can see that it's add those panels. So it's add if you want to more like comic style. Not necessarily with your content, because what I was looking right here before, it is when you can actually create comic style content that you want to put it maybe in your art. You want to create a story and you want to render your comic book style. So this is where you want to do. So the next one with the pages, this one, it is more look if you want on the background. So you don't care if it is content properly. You just maybe want to overlay or print out a look alike the comic books, or maybe just have an idea for layout. This is where it will work. So we have it our comic books outline coloring. We can remove it so it will be not black and white. Now let's render this one. This one is just our alien forest. Remember, we did this from scratch, not the reference, and definitely because we done this, we have a total different image that is will be reference just the alien and whatever it's come up with this. So that is not totally guided, but styles is what most important for us. Styles is there. Hey, included even our Rembrandt lighting, some effect. And the same right there, it's an outline. It's what I said. It will go a little bit more like a black and white because we're using coloring book and outlining black and white. Okay, so let's go next. This is our pages we created. This is upscale our stuff. There's our page we just created. I said before, it's have this layout, comic books kind of layout. It's good makeup page, whatever, but it doesn't, obviously the content does not have any story or anything else. Oh, we're almost done with this. One more thing I want to add. You can try to add a couple other parameters there. The one is actually paper. It's a printing, and this is will reference if you're using like number 70 made paper, which is primarily used for the comic books. Most likely your reference library will be to the scans of the comic books. I'll show you in a second with this. And also remember, you can use it not just a black and white, you can also use it cell shading, which is used in animations and other things, but it's create effect. So let's do as example right here, Boy in Space suit. We'll just create that one copy. Let's go imagine, we'll put it right here, suit, and we'll put it this paper. Okay, AR 2x3, so we'll go that one. And let's go with the cell shading, so we'll do same things, only without paper. And we'll put it cell shading, and you'll see the different. Okay, right there, and let's go take our cell shading. Paste it. AR 2x3 as well. Okay, so here's our with the paper. Notice how much it is different. It's add the texture of the paper and the feeling in this way, because what it does, it's go and reference to the scans of the real comic books and creating look and feel of the texturing and everything of the paper. So in this case, if we look what we have our definitions. Of course, we tell our story. And if we make a variation in the future based on this, so it will be reference to this image, which is actually big benefit. For example, if I'm right here, I will say, I want the boy in a space suit in an alien forest. I may never have it, my character stand forward. However, if I do first this image, and after this, I'll go in a prompt from selecting, and I just even replace with alien forest, that it will take this image that is created for me, and maybe, you know, I need to probably learn how to type better. Anyway, and it's then take this boy and put it in alien forest, so you actually can progress, and you can have it on a red planet. And you keep on doing this way, and you can progress based on your image to create a better, more defined image you wanted from beginning to end. So this is a huge benefit, and it's relatively not that old when we can do this. Then next we have to also define the stylization of process, how it's look in a more heavy things. Does it a black and white? Does it ink and other things? Also printing, and this is printing type. It will affect how it generic look as same stylization. So next we also have a stylization of the artist, which style we like it. Again, it's not copying this, guys. It does not copy the work, and this is the biggest problem that people say, oh, it's just taking a copy and steal from artists. It does not do this. It's actually taking an reference of the stylization of this. And next we define a general format and how a layout is work of this. Do we want format of the full book covers? Do we want 3 horizontal panels? And right here you can see this is 3 the panels, not necessarily 3 in this case, 3 in this way, but it does affect this. Again, this is because it's a cover, it will create 4. You know what, let's go to render maybe 2 and 3 just so we can see them a little bit closer. So it does work this way. And of course the make paper, it is texturing, it's add to your layout, so it will create even more aesthetic kind of feel of the comic books. So all of these parameters will help us. I think this one is a cell shading, and you can see it does add a little bit more cartoonish. It would actually refer to cell shading, so we can go add, but it's right there. We have a comic book page with 3 horizontal panels. I should remove that one. Define what is going on, and alien shading. So let's, you know what, let me do this way. Let's go copy this one. I want to try one more time, and I hope you don't get bored, so you can always just go ahead and try by yourself, follow what we're doing. So comic book page. Okay, let's go to remove this one. We don't want 3 panels. Cell shading, so I think that will work. I'm going to render that, and as it's rendering, let's look closer. So this is our one we create with paper, and I do like textures, coloring. Of course this is a little bit messy, but right now this point, what I want to do, I want to establish properly stylization. And because with all this messy and characters, you remember how we done before, we're going to create character, and after we can apply the stylizations a little bit better to this. Same like right here, this is our 3 panels, very nice, very realistic. And again, because we was using this 70 paper, made paper, this is, I think it's our cell shading, yes, and I will go from there. Next, this is another one's comic books, again another example of the paper layout, but right here you can see we have the borders, and if you don't want borders, you can, let's go to variations. Okay, and right here we can say no borders. Even we did before borders, I understand, but just no frames. Okay, then we can specify we don't want any of those frames or borders. So we'll see, but it's kind of, it can be funny because we have panels, but we says no frames or borders. So we'll see how the AI will solve this. Okay, and right here, which one we want to? Okay, it's still resolving. I don't see the borders. It's still working with the borders kind of going around. Okay, so right here we have it. This has come up nice. You know what? Let's use this. I like with fire, so we'll go that one. It is our comic books, Boys in Space Suit, if you remember done this. I'll just go on to upscale. We'll go use the versioning on that as well, but I want upscale to see how it will come up. Okay, so right here done. Let's go make variations, and I don't want boy in space. Yes, what do I want to do? Maybe exploding spaceship. Okay, and I will just also add paper to this. Okay, fix it again. How I say, we already have a boy done, and we base it on this image, and right here you can see it says it's based on our image, so we can make this variations now as we like layout, and we can add additional details to our comic books layout. Okay, we have some nice, we may lost some boy because they come up. Oh, I like this one. This is real. We still have a character. We have a little bit more explosions going on, but right here we have it actually, our boy is exploded. Oh man, I sometimes come up with funny things. Yeah. Okay, let's go upscale those ones. I just want to see them closer. And you know what, let's go to remaster this one, and we can remaster other ones as well, see what is come up. Problem is, if we start remastering from this, because we don't have a boy here, we may lose that one there. Okay, so let's go ahead and look what we have here. This is our remaster on a boy in spacesuit, which actually come up not bad at all. And yeah, this is an explosion. We can remaster that as well. And let's just this boy, just experiment. We have an explosion strip, but we have a boy right there. Let's remaster and see how the remaster actually will handle original image in this case. Well, and it's as it's processing, so I want to just say thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please give us a thumb up, subscribe, let me know you like it, share it. It will help me to create more videos. As well, all of this text that you see here, I will post it down in the description so you can copy paste. I may add a little bit more to this, so I'll have it more variety. Hopefully it will help you with better understand how text work, how you can actually add details and modify as you're going with your image. So it's not just a one single image created anymore. It is growing progression of creating from basic image and so to the final point that you wanted by creating. So in some cases, when people say, hey, you just type one word and you're creating, yeah, at the beginning maybe, but when you start mastering creating with text prompt, you understand that it's not just a single, it's a progression from one area, how you're going can progress. And right here, yes, we have an explosion. This is those ships, and actually no, it's handled. Task Creative is actually handled very well. So we have it, our boy right here, remastering and all explosions going on. And of course, this is done in like comic book style. It's precisely what I wanted. Thank you for watching this. Have a great time to create, and let me know if you have any suggestions or additions to this video.